liberty means anything at all, it means telling someone something that they don't want to hear.
CBS News' Scott Pelley giving the commencement speech to the graduates of Wake Forest University is going viral.
I'm a reporter, so I won't bury the lead. Your country needs you. The country that has given you so much is calling you. The class of 2025. Your country needs you, and it needs you today. One thing we can all agree on, one thing at least, America is at her best when everyone is included. To move forward, we debate, not demonize. We discuss, not destroy. But in this moment, this morning, our sacred rule of law is under attack. Journalism is under attack. Universities are under attack. Freedom of speech is under attack. And insidious fear is reaching through our schools, our businesses, our homes, and into our private thoughts. The fear to speak in America. If our government is, in Lincoln's phrase, of the people, by the people, for the people, then why are we afraid to speak?
A great question, isn't it? And a direct call out to the fascistic administration taking place at this very moment.
Today, great universities are threatened with ruin. So what did President Wente and Provost Gillespie do? They spoke out. They joined other institutions signing the call for constructive engagement, a declaration of the relationship between government and higher education. It reads in part, institutions of higher education share a commitment to serve as centers of open inquiry, where in their pursuit of truth, faculty, students, and staff are free to exchange ideas and opinions across a full range of viewpoints without fear. Without fear of retribution, censorship, or deportation.
And it's one of the best we've seen in some time against a wannabe dictator.
Why attack universities? Why attack journalism? Because ignorance works for power. First, make the truth seekers live in fear. Sue the journalists and their companies for nothing. Then send masked agents to abduct a college student who wrote an editorial in her college paper defending Palestinian rights, and send her to a prison in Louisiana charged with nothing. Then move to destroy the law firms that stand up for the rights of others. With that done, power can rewrite history with grotesque, false narratives. They can make criminals heroes and heroes criminals. Power can change the definition of the words we use to describe reality. Diversity is now described as illegal. Equity is to be shunned. Inclusion is a dirty word. This is an old playbook, my friends. There's nothing new in this. Ignorance works for power.
Amen to that, Mr. Pelley. Of course, MAGA absolutely despised all of this. Let me show you. One unfortunate conservative account with a large following rage tweeted that Pelley's address was, quote, unhinged. He quipped to Pelley saying free speech is dying a slow death, only to do so, quote, openly and freely in America. This self-important, sermonizing propagandist is what passes for a legacy media journalist. This is the type of disinformation the other side constantly sees and puts out, painting a picture of rainbows and sunshine when the rainstorms are already here. Sadie, whose bio reads America First MAGA, would express her thoughts as well. It is very sad that CBS/60 Minutes' Scott Pelley chose one of the happiest days for graduates and their families to display his undeniable case of TDS. Wake Forest University should be ashamed that it allowed this to take place. Viking Girl 45 called Pelley a Marxist and claimed his career was over, a failure to not only understand anything about the subjects, but also a tell on the MAGAsphere.
Can the truth win? My friends, nothing else does. It may be a long road, but the truth is coming. In the words of one of your former Wake Forest professors, you may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. I rise into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. The poet, Maya Angelou, taught at Wake Forest.
Here are my takeaways. Number one, Scott Pelley's entire speech, if you watch all 22 minutes of it, which I did, is, and I state this once more, one of the best that I've heard. I had my commencement speech at my university. I have seen others as well. Maybe it's hitting close to home because I value these people. I value the Scott Pelleys. I value reporters and journalists who will go and uncover the truth where no one else will. Seasoned veterans in this space, in this industry, who are going up against a direct threat to democracy, that are fascist, and that are trying to come for us all so they could rule over all of us. Trump even said it. It was uncovered, I believe, by The Atlantic, when he accidentally butt-dialed a reporter and said, I run the country, I run the world. That's what they want. That's what Stephen Miller wants. That's what Sebastian Gorka wants. That's what they all want. And you know who's going up directly against them, which is part of an industry that they want to take out? Media, specifically journalism. And the reason being is because they fact check the lies, the deceit. They are the ones who are there, so we know what's going on in the world. So we know what's going on, for example, in Trump's orbit. They bring these stories to light when those in power want them to remain in the shadows. Scott Pelley's speech featured so many riveting parts, and he kept repeating this line of, who are you? It's an almighty way of saying, you have been taught so many great things from a great university. The crisis is here. Yes, you will hear rejection time and time again. Pelley then went on to say that he applied to CBS over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And he kept getting rejected because they didn't see the song that was in his heart. And then they finally did, and look at where he is now. One of the most esteemed journalists of our generation. He talked about the people that he has interviewed, the places that he has gone, the stories that really made a mark, and also what happened afterward from all of that. So I say that to say this. Please go watch all of this. And if you are really going up against Scott Pelley, don't. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.